I don't recommend a whole bunch of stuff, but if I had to stick my neck out on any recommendation, it will be you guys need to go pick up some true classic tees right now. I love them to pieces, and I love them because they're big boy friendly. Now, if you're a little bitty dude, you can still wear them because they feel fantastic and they'll fit you great as well, but they fit big boys particularly well. These shirts fit you tight in all the good places, in the chest and in the arms, but they give you a little breathing room in the torso area. I love to keep things simple. I love the blank t-shirt look, but when I get blank t-shirts from other places, they just don't fit me perfectly. These true classic tees make it to where I can wear these all day for any occasion, casually. If I'm going to do something nice, I can wear a cool little t-shirt, put a little blazer over it, you're good to go. And like I say, this isn't a miscellaneous endorsement for true classic tees. I've been wearing these t-shirts for 2 years. Go back and watch my old streams. So when I'm giving you this advice, you can trust that it comes from a positive place. I want you to go to trueclassictees.com and I want you to get some clothes in all different shapes, sizes, and colors. Get short sleeves, long sleeves, sweaters, get hoodies. I've got them all. You should go get them all too. But I'm gonna save you some money when you do it. At checkout, I want you to use promo code VOCH, VOCH, VOCH for 25% off. And if you spend more than $100, you get free shipping. You can't beat that deal with a stick. True classic tees. You look good, you feel good. So the Cowboys have this trend of, trying to get tougher, trying to get more physical, more aggressive. They want run stoppers. They want to be better at the run. They don't want to be soft anymore. We're dealing with 3 teams in the NFC, Giants, Eagles, and 49ers, where we got to be physical. We got to stop running. We got to run on them. That just seems to be the case here. So another trend that's going on with the Cowboys in the past couple of drafts is that they're not shying away from taking these players that have these traits to where they have these high ceilings, right? And when you watch a lot of film on them, they may be raw. They may need a little coaching. But at the end of the day, they are physical, they are aggressive, and they have traits that we can build on. So Demarvion Overshown is a prime example of that. University of Texas, he's 6 foot tall as hell, 200 and big as hell pounds, right? And he's the dude, you really don't even need me to mark him. Like, you can really see him on the film. He's the biggest, the most aggressive, cruiserweight, wrestling, jumping off the top rope cat on the field. Like, you can't miss him, right? And that adds to that aggression. And it's interesting, when you was watching the draft coverage with me, Footsie King, Will Steele, on day 2, what I said when the Cowboys drafted him was, he kind of reminded me of Donovan Wilson, because Donovan Wilson really risk it all to make a tackle, CTE, schmete. And, it's just interesting hearing the Cowboys brass, the front office and coaches talk about him. And I'm constantly hearing that Donovan Wilson comparison. So, hey man, shouts out to Voch for kind of seeing that, how they see it. But hey, he's a former safety as a linebacker right now. Sometimes Donovan plays that role. Take a look at Overshown on this play, right? Just like the last play I showed, he's just a missile. He's just this seek and destroy type character, right? Now, is he a perfect prospect? No. Like I said, there's gonna be some coaching that goes along with him, and I think his mental processing. I think sometimes you get lost. I think a lot of times he get lost. I will say that. But Micah Parsons was the same kind of linebacker to me, in which reading and, sometimes these offenses will window dress things. Sometimes, yeah, they may get a little lost, but boy, once they see it, then they run you down, right? So even seeing things late, Overshown and the boys can run you down. But if they see it on time, that's when we get tackles for losses. That's when we get these aggressive hits. That's when we get this nastiness downhill. Look at our 3rd round pick putting hands all over our 6th round pick. This fantastic news right here. Now, somebody's probably going to ask, but Voch, so can Demarvion Overshown play some safety for you also? Oh, no, I didn't really think about it in that way. I didn't really, it never really crossed my mind in that way. Okay, we saw this play. Cool. He's Ewan like Soulja Boy. It never really crossed my mind to think of him as a safety. But one thing that I have kind of been hearing some rumbles of is that the Cowboys want to put weight on him and make him a downhill player, like a Sam linebacker almost. I think he's going to be playing Will, but he might just be a little thin right now. But I think the Cowboys want him to be a downhill player. They want him to be a pass rushing player sometimes, like a seek and destroy type guy, So I like that role for Overshown, all day, every day, no problem. And I got a couple clips of him being a pass rusher, like this one, like this one. So, we don't have a whole bunch of sack numbers out of him, because I don't think he was asked to be a full-time pressure guy, but he did blitz sometimes, and he has this closing burst to where it can put pressure on these these passers here. Now, like I said, he's not a sack guy, no, but he got a lot of hurries and he got a lot of pressure. Now, once he gets to the next level, he gets some coaching. Can he then be a sack guy? Yeah, man, I have no doubt in my mind that Demarvion Overshown can get some good pass rushing work. Look at that burst right there. Look at that burst right there. So he got like a half a sack on this play, right? And I wanted to show y'all this because I wanted to show you closing speed. So we got first phase of the play, boom, 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 sees it, burst. And man, it's gonna be dangerous for somebody, right? And of course, you're gonna have to tap him on the shoulder. Hey, Demarvion, we want you to be super athlete, but just don't run past these people, right? Like you did great right there. Just don't run past these guys. When I was watching film on him, I actually daydreamed about him being a Eagles secret weapon quarterback spy Jalen Hurts type character. Now that'll be fun. Yeah, I remember a couple years ago when we played against the Saints, and boy, Jordan Lewis made his name in Cowboy land by just covering Alvin Kamara, right? Like that was his role. If Demarvion Overshown doesn't end up being a starter this year, like just a full-time starter, I do think he'll be a rotational guy. I do think he'll be a kicking teams guy. But if you want to make a star out of this kid year one, I want him to just verse the Eagles. He just have his own role. And we can bench somebody else to do it, but just spy Jalen Hurts. Spy Jalen Hurts. Chase him around and just hit him. That's going to be fun if we can get that role out of Demarvion Overshown because he's athletic enough to do it. Plus, he has the size to go and get that dude down. Jalen Hurts, big, strong, wrestly, big, swole dude. I think Demarvion Overshown as a quarterback spy for his first year, I think that'll be a fantastic role for him. But, besides that, though, hey man, fun player. I think this linebacker room got real fast. Shouts out to Will Steele. That's his point. So like Overshown, Clark, Jabril, Harper. These dudes can scoot. Van Der Esch, in which I still think Van Der Esch can run. It's just that the guys around Van Der Esch, they just run a lot better than they used to now. You know what I mean? They're just a little faster now, so it makes them look a bit slower. But what I think about Overshown, I think Overshown is a fun player, and I think that he's a guy that we can get behind in the future here, right? And you always have to ask, just one last point I want to make. You always have to ask yourself, are you floor guy or are you ceiling guy? That's one thing that I ask you guys every single year in draft season. Do you like these players that are, ready built, but they may not be any better than what they are right now? Or do you like these guys that, they have the traits, they don't have the techniques, but you can eventually teach them techniques and make them better? Are you floor guy or are you ceiling guy? Well, I'm normally floor guy because I like technique. I love nuance in these guys, but I'm also phony. I'm starting to come around to the low floor, high ceiling guys because I know the Cowboys have a coaching staff that can pull this thing off, right? I've seen them make linebackers better. I've seen them make D linemen and pass rushers better. I've seen them make, corners and tight ends better. So whether you like the pick or not, man, whether you like the pick or not, we have to comply to the idea that the Cowboys know what the hell they talk about. All right. If y'all want to see the full-blown film session, we're going to be watching all the Cowboys picks starting Monday on the Patreon, patreon.com. Well, I don't know when this film session coming out. So, yeah, if you whenever you watching this, probably Monday or so, that's when we're going to start. We're going to start with Mozzie Smith. We're going to work our way down the list, one prospect per day. I'm going to download as much film on those guys as I can find, and we're just going to dedicate a whole film session on those guys. So, hey, Patreon should be fun. Mozzie Smith's going to be up first. Besides that, hey, man, y'all hold down for the Doski Wilson, Peace, Whiskey. Until next time, True Classic, I appreciate you. Love y'all. Peace.